It is the most extraordinary cycle of events in South Korea. The South Korea, once a symbol of democratic stability in East Asia, finds itself in a moment of profound constitutional and political turmoil. On this morning, on December the 27th, the National Assembly voted to impeach acting President Han Duck-soo, plunging the country deeper into the crisis sparked by the short-lived martial law declared by his predecessor, the suspended President Jun Suk-yeol. And President Jun's declaration of martial law on December the 3rd, citing threats from anti-state forces, was met with fierce resistance, and Parliament swiftly voted to impeach him, triggering a constitutional trial. Han, the Prime Minister, stepped in as the acting president to stabilise the government. However, his refusal to appoint 3 judges to the Constitutional Court, a key demand of the opposition, quickly transformed him also into a target for impeachment himself. Han's justification was rooted in his belief that making these appointments without bipartisan support would overstep his limits of the acting role as president. For the opposition, led by Lee Jae-myung of the Democratic Party, this inaction was tantamount to acting for insurrection. And the impeachment vote passed 192 to 0 after the ruling People Power Party lawmakers boycotted the vote, played out in chaos. Members of the governing party surrounded the Speaker's podium, accusing the opposition of tyranny and chanting slogans to invalidate the proceedings. Despite their protests, Speaker Won-shik declared a simple majority sufficient for approval, lowering the bar compared to Jun's impeachment, which required a 2/3 vote. Han accepted the Assembly decision, stating that he would step aside to prevent further chaos and awaits the Constitutional Court's ruling. This impeachment carries weighty consequences. South Korea's Constitutional Court must now deliberate on 2 cases: Han's impeachment and Jun's removal. And the stakes are high, as at least 6 of the 9 justices are required to uphold Jun's impeachment. With only 6 judges currently seated, any dissent could save Jun. The opposition's strategy to secure the appointment of 3 new justices was clearly aimed at bolstering the odds against Jun. However, Han's impeachment complicates matters further. Finance Minister Choi Sang-mok has stepped in as the acting president, inheriting a deeply fractured government and an economy reeling from uncertainty. The South Korean South Korean won has plunged to its lowest value against the dollar since the global financial crisis, reflecting growing investor unease. And the crisis echoes South Korea's fraught history with authoritarianism and martial law. And for a country that emerged from military dictatorship to establish a robust democracy, the events of December 2024 evoke troubling memories. Jun's justification for martial law, protecting democracy, has widely been condemned as a power grab, undermining the very system he claimed to defend. Public opinion strongly favours Jun's removal, yet the procedural gridlock risks eroding confidence in South Korea's institutions. The opposition's aggressive stance, which arguably justified, while arguably justified, risks deepening divisions. And meanwhile, the ruling party's protests suggest an unwillingness to engage with democratic norms, instead framing the impeachment as an abuse of power. South Korea now faces several pivotal questions. Will the Constitutional Court uphold the impeachments of Jun and Han, or will political manoeuvring prevail? Can the Finance Minister Choi navigate the economic and political challenges without exacerbating the crisis? And what are the long-term implications for South Korea's democratic resilience in the face of such turmoil? The impeachment of the acting president, Han Duck-soo, is not just about his failure to appoint justices. It's a symptom of a broader erosion of political trust and constitutional clarity, and South Korea therefore stands at a crossroads with its democratic institutions tested like never before. The world watches closely as this once stable democracy seeks a way out in its darkest hour.